This one is going to make a huge difference in your life by removing the dollar. This one is going to give you structure, and it's going to make all your businesses survive, and it's going to build all of them. Remember I said, you worry about long-term when it comes. The only way that I would say that you can worry about long-term now is if you have a system like this. So important. You see how hard we focus on buying Bitcoin at the right time, buying this stuff. Like, this is the stuff that really matters. This is the stuff that makes a big difference. Yo, what's up guys? I want to welcome you to another Sniper School video. In this episode, you're about to see how you need to remove the dollar from your mind. You may have seen this before, but I want to explain to you that you're in the perfect time to start your crypto journey. But what I need you to understand is stop thinking about the dollar. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to actually trade pairs, how to trade your crypto to Bitcoin and Ethereum. I want you to take this in. I want you to understand that this is the best strategy that you can do for your long-term portfolio by removing the terrible currency that we focus on all the time and focusing on accumulating the real currency that you want. Now remember guys, with Sniper School, I teach you many things. I teach you how to take $100 to $1 million. I give you a roadmap. I teach you how to build businesses, how to build a car business, a house business, a salary business. I teach you the power of understanding how to use this tool to make money and how to structure it and how to give you the life that you truly want. Now remember, if you want to join Sniper School, we have code 6 starting on the 13th of June, and there are 3 basic steps to follow. The first thing you want to do is you want to open an exchange account. We have MEXC, we have ByBit, we have Bitget. All links are below in the description. Then what you want to do is you want to deposit $100 or more. Now this is for you guys to start with. People that have already used these balances or put this money in, they've already doubled their accounts just from doing their cohort. So once you put that money in, you get to trade with it. Then the third step is you want to then put in your user ID. And this is how you get a sponsorship to get into Sniper School for free. When you click on the register link below, you'll get an email giving you these 3 basic steps, which are very easy. Now sit back, relax, get your coffee, and enjoy the episode. What's happening, guys? How we doing?
Final day.
Final day. I mean, it is sad, but it's exciting. What's happening, guys? Hope you're doing good. Remember, final day of live events, but ultimately the start of your journey, the start of taking everything you're learning and the start to get out to that field. You have me on the show every single day. You have the live sessions there every day. You're not alone. I hope you've made lots of friends throughout this journey. I hope you've used this community. We met a whole bunch of people yesterday in person, which was incredible. And I just love how people are making friends and taking contacts and starting these trading groups. That's what it's all about. I think that's probably one of the most special things we could ever offer is the community and having like-minded people. Because how many times does it feel that as soon as you leave this little crypto bubble and you go to the normal world, it's just hard to relate, right? It's hard to talk to people. So well done, guys, on getting here. Well done on coming to this session, to making it all the way through. Well done on taking a step for yourself. I'm proud of every single one of you. I got a lot coming throughout today. Yes, it's coffee time, but it's also learning time. I'm showing you an incredible splitting system, which is going to help you a lot. We're then going to go through the importance of understanding the higher and longer term parts of your businesses and understanding that you need to be completely removing the dollar from your brain. Making sure that you don't care about the damn dollar, because the day you stop caring about the dollar and you start focusing on the true currency you actually want to build, you start making so much more dollars automatically. So I'm going to be going through, again, one of the very powerful sessions that I spoke about in the first week. I'm going to go a little bit more into depth of it, of making a little system for yourself that helps you make Bitcoin and helps you make Ethereum, and learning to trade altcoins to Bitcoin, to Ethereum. The only major thing that we love altcoins for and why we love degening is because the outperformance of the major currency that we're trying to build. We all want Bitcoin, guys. End of the day, there's thousands of tokens out there. We want Bitcoin. If all of us had 100 Bitcoin, 200, 300 Bitcoin in our account, we're happy. We don't need anything more than that, right? So it's time now to understand the power of why you open up your portfolio to get into altcoins, to build these things. It's ultimately to get the outperformance of Bitcoin and Ethereum, so that when you sell those coins back into Bitcoin, you have more Bitcoin. And ultimately along the journey, if you could just focus the next 3 years on getting yourself a decent amount of Bitcoin, you will just make so much dollars naturally. And it's about understanding the power of just removing that love and attachment we have to a stupid currency that brings no value, that makes us broke every year. It's crazy, the system that they created for us, guys. It makes you broke slowly, and it makes you broke over 20, 30 years. And that's why when people get to the point of coming to retirement, they're like, oh shit, I've been accumulating this thing for a while, but petrol keeps going up, food keeps going up, everything keeps getting more expensive, and my salary increase doesn't go up, and my actual currency that I hold does not gain any value. And you end up getting trapped. So I'm going to shift that mind again to understand that I've been teaching you businesses. I've been teaching you portfolio. I've been teaching you the purpose of money and how to structure these things. But now it's to understand that, again, you have two businesses, one that has a job to do, okay, and it's a once-off business, and one that's a reoccurring business that builds something over a certain period of time, as in a long-term portfolio, as in a salary. Amazing. Now, the next big thing that's important with that is to understand the currency that you are building for that business. Now, for example, if it's any salary businesses, it's the USDT, it's the dollar business. So that's okay to trade to dollar pairs and to trade slight leverage and anything that has to do with dollars, that is perfectly fine. But when you start going anywhere of, I want to start building businesses that are 2 years, 3 years, something that starts to build bigger for your life, something you want to grow, you want to give your kids, you want to do anything like that. You need to start being very aware and being very smart of what that currency is that you want to build. And for me, it's like, Bitcoin, it's the big daddies of crypto, something that we know is going to be worth a lot more in the future. If you had to say today what's going to be worth more, is what's going to outperform in the next 10 years, the dollar or Bitcoin? I think it's very far that Bitcoin is going to be there. So now I'm going to teach you that we need to understand that all of these things are businesses. You just got to understand, I got this amount of money, okay? I need to understand, what is that money going to create for me? Now, like I said, in order for you to become incredibly good at crypto and to really take it to the next level of where you want it to change your life, because there's a difference between wanting it to help your life and you wanting it to change your life. To change your life, you have to put yourself in a position that you can put a lot more time at getting so good at it. So that's the thing. So when it comes to a priority list, it's like, okay, I do need a dollar business in the beginning to get me a business that makes me salary so I can put more time into crypto, so that I can make this and take this opportunity to really change my life. So the priority is to say, okay, I need more time in crypto. So that becomes a big one. But then what it gets to as well is when that business is hit, then what? Because now you got to start building some gold, right? You got to start building, like they say, a business fund, where you start building all of this amount that's your gold. So once you've got that business correct, what comes next? And for me, what comes next, many people come in and they're like, and this all matters on your life, guys, either there to help you or there to change your life. That's your two options. But if you want to change your life and you're coming in and I got $1,000, why do you even care about a long term? And this is just the truth of it. This is my opinion of it. And you can always tweak with what I'm saying. For me, it makes no sense to worry about a long-term portfolio if I only have $1,000 and I'm coming to crypto and I wanted to change my life. No, I need it so that I have a salary first. Then I can live on it. I can put all my time in it. Then I can learn how to build businesses. And then I can start building a long-term. Why am I putting the pressure to build my long-term on right now when I know it's not incredibly realistic right now? And that's the thing. But there's also a second thing to that, is a splitting system, which can build these things for you, which I'll go through shortly. But it's about understanding the priority list and these businesses. So for me, it's very simple. I want to unlock a salary business. Once my salary business is unlocked, I want to create another business that creates smaller businesses for me at any single moment. Okay, amazing. But what it also does is every single bit of profit that I make on that business, a certain percentage goes to my long term. So it's crazy how the mentality comes in. I want to build long term now. That for me, it's like, whoa, so you want me to build a salary business and a car business and a long-term business? Like, I'm confusing the whole process. Once I get the one right, I can then qualify to build the long-term. Now, I know it's scary. We all want to build our long-term. I get that purpose as well. But you're making it so difficult for yourself to achieve that you end up not achieving any of them. And that's the big thing to understand, that this is all a mindset game. It's all like it's a game. It's a mindset control of understanding the power of how to use money and how to actually do it. So, and it's the control and the allowance to fit in with your life too. So guys, firstly, how are we doing? How are we doing, guys? How are we feeling? Are you exciting? What's happening? They almost lost everything you watched. That's amazing. Thank you for watching our podcast. If you haven't watched our podcast, go to the Sheldon the Sniper channel, go watch the podcast. It's not the end. I know it's sad, guys. I know. But Tom, I think we got to make this happen. Tom, Grant, listen to me now, please. As Sheldon the Sniper, I think I'm slightly important to this school. maybe.
Let's go, bro. Let's go.
I want everyone that has done a cohort or anyone that's done these live sessions to be able to access any of the next cohort's live sessions. I want them to be able to come back. Can you guys make that happen so that any live sessions that I do throughout this year, through the cohort, anyone that's done any of cohort 5, any of that, I want them to be able to access the live session so that this is not the end for them. So that, you know, we have the shows, we have the daily sessions. That's amazing. But I want them to be able to access every single one of them. They've done Sniper School, and every session I do something different, and I want them all there. Is that okay? Tom,
my brother, that's already the case. That's already the case. So in Discord, they'll be able to access those sessions, and they should also receive the emails as we have live sessions.
Okay, guys. So that fixes it. Going forward, I always do things slightly different each cohort. So you always pick up something slightly different as well. Now it's not the end. Okay. So I'll see you in cohort 6, live session 1. I'll see you then. So it's not the end. Okay, guys, let's jump in. So a lot of people are saying, thank you, doing well. Yeah, a lot of people are swearing. Amazing. Saying, yes. Amazing. Thank you, guys. Okay, cool. Let's get into the first one. So I think while I'm on this major business topic of building the long term, let's shake your brain a little bit and give you a little bit of understanding. So the first thing is, okay, cool. Okay, so I got 2 charts to show you here. Okay, now, if you came into the last bull run and you came into and you're like, okay, amazing, I want to make money in crypto, fantastic, and you got Ethereum and you got in pretty early. I'd like to say that this is the very smart money, this is the experienced money, and then this is retail. Okay, that's very much understanding. I hope you guys are taking it very serious to understand the levels. But getting back to it. So if you came in over here, we start to break all-time highs. Amazing. You buy Ethereum. Fantastic. All of a sudden, over that time, what you start to get is a little bit of a Ethereum explosion, right? You start to get Ethereum making its way strong to the upside, and it starts to move. Now, what happens over there is you start to get this big push and you start to make dollars. So if you came in over here and you're like, okay, amazing, I am buying, I only have this amount of money, I'm buying 1 Ethereum. Okay, cool. And right now, and this is on my yellow box over here. Right now, that Ethereum will be worth $1,300. So let's put that in over there, $1,300. Okay, amazing. You buy it. All of a sudden, price goes up, starts to ramp up. You're like, okay, cool. I'm making a lot of money. Fantastic. And then it gets to a point of where we start getting to the all-time highs, right? And basically, we ended up having $4,800 as our top price. So in that time, what you ended up doing was you ended up making yourself around about, $3,500, okay, by holding. Now, a lot of people did not sell, and that's the big thing that we've got to pay attention to. This is where businesses are going to protect you so much, because you're going to have these points of where your business needs to upgrade. That's why I do the step for step, you see, because every time you have to take profits per step. So it's going to prevent you from not getting stuck into the top again. But ultimately, out of this whole journey here, you would have made $3,500. Then what would have happened was we would have got the top, you would have went through a lot of pain, you would have seen all your money go down, and now you'd be sitting in this area over here, and basically you're sitting at $1,868 for an Ethereum. So as things stand. So if you hold all the way through, remember, we all believe Ethereum is going to be worth $10,000 one day. Okay, so now you've just held it all the way up, maybe you even sold, but max, you'll be sitting over here now, and you'll be sitting with $500 profit. All of that hard work, okay? Now you're sitting with $500 profit. So let's just put that in there so you guys can take photos and you can see it. Amazing. Now you're sitting basically $500 in the profits. Amazing. Was it worth it? Firstly, it's a lot more than what a bank will give you. So that's, I would say, not bad. But ultimately, you're sitting all of that hard work for $500 profit. Okay, cool. Let's say you even sold. So it went all the way up and you sold. So best scenario is you sold the top. Okay, and you ended up making yourself $3,500. So I'm just putting out the two scenarios here. Maybe you're an incredible trader and you sold. Okay, so you would have made yourself $3,500. So best scenario, 3.5. Worst scenario, you're sitting on $500 profit. And you bought pretty early. Okay, amazing. Now the issue with this is firstly, you were worried about the dollar. You didn't even understand that you're holding such an incredible coin. And if you did, you're only sitting $500 profit, but you were worried about the dollar amounts and making dollars. Okay. And if you did that, these are the two best scenarios. And let me show you the next method now of understanding. In that same period of time, okay, let's just get the date. So the date over here was basically right in the beginning of January. Right in the beginning of January of 2021. So let's go here. Boom. That basically means, let's put this block over here. It basically means you started here. Okay, there we go. Cool. Now, what you are able to do in crypto, okay, if you go on any of your exchanges, you go to your spot account, you go to your Binance, you go to your ByBit, you go to any of them, and you go to markets, okay? And what it's going to say is it's going to say the pairing. It's going to say USDT, it's going to say BTC, it's going to say Ethereum. And what that basically means is you can click on that and you get all the coins that are traded to a specific pair. Now, what does that mean? It means if I'm on the USDT to Ethereum, it means I need to have USDT to buy Ethereum from someone. And if I want to sell my Ethereum, someone with USDT will buy that from me. So USDT becomes the main pair that you're trading with. But what you get in crypto as well is you're able to use crypto versus crypto. And now the beautiful thing about this is firstly, you never have to leave the market. Isn't that a big thing? That's a big thing because we always get afraid of, I need to exit at the top, I need to exit at the bottom. I'm going to teach you that you never have to get out of the actual market. You just got to learn that there's cycles. Now, the cycle is you're going to have the big coins do well, then you're going to have the small coins do well, and the big coins do well, and you're going to have this outperformance of each other. And the way this usually happens is when the market's going up, smaller coins do better. When the markets are going down, bigger coins do better. Okay, so now you start to understand, okay, when the markets are going up, I want to diversify. When the markets are coming down, I want to, de-diversify? What do you say? How do you say it, Mom? You're the smart one. You basically bring it all back down. Okay, so ultimately, in a bull market, you want 20 coins. In a bear market, you want 2. Okay, in the most safest assets. Now, let's have a look over here with a very simple system. And what I did is I took the RSI. Okay, I took the RSI and I said, okay, all I need is one tool, which is an RSI, and I need one trend line. Okay. And now what I did is I took Atom, which is Cosmos, to Ethereum. So what that means is if I have Ethereum, I can take my Ethereum and I can buy Atom. And if I want to sell my Atom, someone with Ethereum must come and sell their Atom to me. So that means I've removed the dollar completely and I'm only focusing on Atom and Ethereum. Okay. Now look at this. What this basically means, this chart over here. Let me zoom in for you. When it is going up, it means Atom is outperforming Ethereum. Okay. When the chart is going down, it means Ethereum is outperforming Atom. So the whole thought process of this is when we break trend and we have this going to the upside, you want to be in Atom. Okay. Reason being is because it's outperforming Ethereum. And by being in Atom, you're actually making Ethereum. Okay. And then what happens is we get to a point where it starts to reverse, where now all of a sudden we break trend and we come down. Now, what does this mean? It means you want to be in Ethereum because it's outperforming Atom. So by you being in Ethereum, you're actually making more Atom. So you can see very clearly that how you get the shift between when Ethereum is stronger versus when Atom is stronger, and Ethereum is stronger and Atom is stronger. Now we want to use this to our advantage. Now, what that basically means is you want a very simple tool system that helps you with this. And you only want to do this on high time frames. Remember, this only works for me. And I would say it's very powerful on bigger parts of your businesses, your core businesses that are here for 2, 3, 5 year growths. And it's very high time frame because you want to be extremely accurate. That's the big thing that you want to focus on. Okay. Because why? Because you're actually risking by getting out of your Ethereum. You don't want to lose that. You don't want to lose any Ethereum. So you want to play it very high time frame and you want to be accurate. Okay. Now what you want to do is you want to focus on the same thing. If we looked at the same time, you would have looked at this chart and you'd be like, okay, cool. I want to get into Ethereum. Amazing. But then you would have put this chart over here and you would have been like, okay, but Atom to the bottom here, it's getting to the bottom on the weekly stochastic RSI. And if this crosses and it breaks this trend, it means Atom's going to outperform. Now, if you did that, okay, I want to show you over here. If you did that and you basically, as we broke trend and the RSI turned to the upside, I turned my Ethereum into Atom. All of a sudden after that, guys, from the break of that trend, we had an outperformance of 118%. Okay, now I'm not even talking about the top. The top was there. I'm talking about here where we broke trend. Okay, I'm going to explain the very simple system. but ultimately it outperformed. And when it outperformed, you would have had one Ethereum, you would have turned your Ethereum into Atom. It would have went up, your RSI would have got to the top. And you see when the RSI crosses here, not rocket science, the lines just crossed. You would have got out of your Atom and back into Ethereum. And what that would have resulted in is your one Ethereum that you turned into Atom. By the time you sold your Atom back into Ethereum, you would have made 118% on your Ethereum, which means now it'll be worth 2.18 Ethereum. So you doubled your Ethereum. Okay, incredible. Then what would have happened is it would have said, stay in Ethereum. Stay, until guess what? RSI gets to the bottom, starts to cross. Remember, we have a checklist. My RSI needs to cross, my trend line needs to break, this needs to happen. Remember, you do that checklist that I explained to you guys. All of a sudden, RSI crosses and we break trend. And I took it from the break trend yet again. It broke out, went a little bit there, and there we go. Boom. Now I'm back in Atom. All of a sudden, RSI gets to the top and it just crosses. And I say, okay, cool, I'm out. And you would have got out over here. Boom. You would have got out of it and you would have go back into Ethereum. What would that have resulted in? You would have made 154% on your Ethereum. Now, all of a sudden, your 2.18 Ethereum is 5.5 Ethereum. Remember, guys, there's no dollar here. You don't even care what it's doing to the dollar. In your mind, you didn't even know that in that same time, Ethereum was going $1,000, $3,000, $2,000, $2,500. You know the volatility of crypto. It's crazy that you didn't even know that was even happening. You weren't even focused on the dollar. You didn't care about what the dollar price was. You were just focused on making Ethereum. So all of a sudden, by your second trade already, you would have taken your one Ethereum to 5.5 Ethereum. Then what happened? We crossed at the top. We broke the trend line. We came down. In that time, you're sitting in Ethereum. And then guess what? All of a sudden, RSI gets straight to the bottom. Look at that. Not rocket science. It crosses. We break trend. Cool. I'm in. You're back in Atom. What happened after that? Boom. Another 142% growth. RSI got to the top. We crossed. You got out. Would have made 142% on your 5.5 ETH. All of a sudden now you're sitting on 13.3 Ethereum. Okay. Then what happens? Comes down. RSI gets to the bottom, drags down. Oh, crosses. Okay, check one. Boom. Breaks trend. Amazing. All of a sudden, what happens? You get back into Atom. You write it up. What happens? Remember what I said? You want to get so good with these stochastic RSIs, right? Where I like it above 90 to 95%. So I like 95%. And why you're doing this is now that you know, whoa, so the weekly Atom to Ethereum pairing is insane to make Ethereum. And I only need to use the weekly, which means you can go here and you can delete all these timeframes for this specific part of the portfolio. And you just say, okay, what's the best way I can use the stochastic? What's the best tools that I can use? I can see here, just make a note. If you're trading Atom to Ethereum pairing on the weekly, using the stochastic RSIs, but only buying when it's above, only buying when it's below 0 to 5. 0 to 5 at the bottom and 95 to 100, because that's where it's extremely accurate. You see, I don't care what other coin it is. I don't care what it is. Like, this is where this one's very powerful. Okay. And all of a sudden here, I would have known, not yet. We didn't cross to the 95. Goes all the way up. You would have made 175%. RSI cross at the top. Get out. Amazing. Cool. You would have had a small one here. Amazing. Or if you would still be in Atom. Does not matter, right? Okay. Now, what did that result in? That resulted that in the same time where you hold and you made the best of $3,500 or the worst of $500, in that same time, you would have actually made a minimum of 30 Ethereum. 36 here to be exact, minimum of 30 Ethereum, call it even 25 Ethereum. Guys, if you can put in the chat there, what is 30 Ethereum worth today? What is 30 Ethereum worth today? Let's quickly put in my calculator here. My brain's tired. 30 times $1,870. $56,000. So guys, it's all about thinking different. Remove the dollar from your brain. By doing that, there's no more pressure and you just start making so much of it. Now, if you're enjoying this content, guys, sign up to Sniper School. The spots are running out very quickly. There are 3 basic steps below. Follow them and come join me in the next cohort. So in that same time, by you focusing on the shitcoin, by focusing on Ethereum, this was your best results that you could have got. The day you removed the dollar from your brain, the day you said, okay, I'm going to trade crypto with crypto. And you know what's beautiful about it is you never got out of the market. And as you could see over here, we have RSI coming down to the bottom. Amazing. Remember, break of trend line is my second test. You can see here in the next 3 weeks, it's telling you it's time to farm Ethereum yet again, which is incredible where we're sitting now at the moment. Now, guys, you will take 1 or 2 losses on this journey, but you'll win 8 out of 10. Very simple with the strategy. And ultimately, by you removing it, now you'd be sitting on a portfolio. If you work that out, it's more, it's up to $70,000, but there's a minimum over here of $50,000 to $60,000. Where you would have only have max made 3,500 if you sold the exact top of Ethereum. Do you see how you can actually trade pairs against pairs and you can work out a very basic system? You can go here, guys, and you can put your moving averages. You can put your horizontals. You can put, because if you have a look here, I see horizontals. I see the same level getting hit on the floor all the time, which we're approaching right now. And I see the same tops getting hit all the time. So you can use horizontals, whatever your tools are. All that I'm trying to say is get used to understanding to remove the dollar and get into the understanding of building your actual Ethereum and your Bitcoin. Don't try this on multiple coins. Find it on the coin that gives you the simplest system. I've just given you one of the best tokens to farm Ethereum on. You can go look at other ones, and if you find one that you're really accurate with, amazing. But I know this one works. We've used this one many times, and this is an incredible one. So I've saved you a lot of time. Now, the same thing you can do when it comes to Bitcoin. You can trade. Why do we say, let's look at Ethereum to Bitcoin? Doesn't mean I think Ethereum is better than Bitcoin. But if I look at this right now on the weekly, I see a break of trend. And what does that mean for me? It means Ethereum is going to outperform Bitcoin. So if you look over here, all of a sudden, we look at from here, even just to where it could possibly get. Okay. It's about thinking different, guys. From here to there. Boom. Amazing. So what it's showing in the next few weeks, if I'm rather in Ethereum, I'm still making dollars automatically, and doesn't matter what the market does, I can make another 20, 30% more Bitcoins. If I had 1 Bitcoin, I can bet 1.3 just by sitting in Ethereum. So if you want to do Bitcoin and you want to make and farm Bitcoin, I would use Ethereum, guys. Because Ethereum's the next big daddy. It works really well. It's on a high time frame. You can even use it on the monthly. You can be very patient with this, of trading once or twice a year. But it's about understanding the power of what you can do. Does that excite you guys? Put in the chat, does it excite me that, whoa, like I could have made this much max by doing my current system, and now all of a sudden I do another system and I could have been way higher by ignoring it? I'm teaching you a whole nother way of thinking, guys. So let me know what you think in the chat if that does excite you.
And I think also, Charles, just to add on to that, I think, it doesn't matter whether you're in a bull market or a bear market or what type of market you're in. We're not worried about the dollar value. We're worried about quantity. So now you're focusing on quantity of of growing your portfolio. And I think that's the gist of it. If you can, during a bear market, if you, instead of sitting on the sidelines, use this technique to grow the quantity of tokens that you have, so that when we do hit a bull market, that you don't just multiply the quantity like you've got there, you multiply the quantity and then your value will multiply in whatever.
What I said, like double compounds, right? Because think about it now. If you're on 36 Ethereum, imagine Ethereum goes back to $5,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's crazy, the amount. It's insane. So remember, guys. Now, the way this works is, whoa, okay, I got an amazing system. Okay, cool. Now you got to go back straight to your original plan. And your original plan is the same thing yet again. You take your business and you build it in 3 basic structures. You build it in 3 ways of what pattern we are in, which way it is, how I'm going to trade it, and how it goes against me. So for example, this one over here, okay? This one here crossed at the bottom. It started to break a trend. Okay, so it would have told you to trigger. But what you can see on every time that I took a previous trade, when I was buying, I had a trend line at the top. When I was selling, I had a trend line at the bottom. So when you bought this breakout over here as the normal signal, you would also draw a trend line at the bottom. And what you would have seen is the RSI never got exactly to the top, but it broke my trend line. So ultimately, I would have got back into Ethereum. And in that time, it may not have been as big as these ones, but I still would have farmed another 14% more Ethereum at that time. So whenever you are doing this, you have the plan of what I'm doing to make the Ethereum. Secondly, what is my exit point if my RSI doesn't get to the top or doesn't get to my plan? And that's a very simple support trend line at the bottom. So just protect yourself in those ways. Where here I had brilliant trades of 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, and one of them were 14 or 10%. Cool. The next one I catch again can be another 100. And that's the whole goal of focusing on that. Go for it, Mom.
Awesome. So there was a lot of questions. So that's why I thought, let me just put everybody at ease and just show them. So every single exchange that you use offers these pairs for you. So it all depends on what exchange you prefer to use. I've got KuCoin open at the moment. So I'm actually going to just show you on KuCoin itself. But all you do, if you want to go to Bitcoin pairs, you just click on the Bitcoin. You won't click on US dollars, and you can already see it gives you the pair. So Litecoin to Bitcoin, ADA to Bitcoin, and you can go and choose whichever token you want and whichever tokens your exchange offers you. So what happens is when you go to trade that actual token, so if you go into that actual trade, now it will, you can either buy Ethereum or you can sell it. So it will immediately put it into Bitcoin for you. There's no, actually your money, your tokens don't go into dollars at all. It literally just swaps it from Ethereum to Bitcoin and whichever token it is that you are trading. If you want to look for other trading pairs, then you'll go to the alts. Now, every single exchange operates a little bit differently, and they've got different ones. But here you've got like SHIB versus Dodge, XRP versus Ethereum. You can choose and select which pairs you want to. So there's all the coins versus Ethereum, Tron, Doge, USDT, all of them. So just go look on your exchange where you prefer. You can also chart these on TradingView. You just go and you don't select the US dollar pair. You can actually chart it to whichever pair you want to chart it to. And then, like we said, whenever it crosses over at the bottom or on the top, you literally just use this pair and it will automatically change it from that token into the other token without you having to change it into dollars. So you're just trading pair on pair. I hope that helps everybody and makes sense there.
Now, I know there's going to be tons of questions, and that's why there's after parties, guys. It's going to help a lot with these things to go a little bit more into depth if it didn't make a lot of sense. And why I just said now accumulate for a good period of time is just take your time. I've just highlighted the topic for you. I've just given you the major areas and the major things to focus on. Go take your time to understand it now. Do a little bit more, go place it on the chart, go see it yourself. Amazing. Now, I want to show you another one. And I don't want to confuse you with this because it will take a little bit of time with explaining, but I want you to just, because, I'm not going to see it till the next live event. And I want you guys to have this because now I've just put you in the mindset of making Ethereum. And for a moment, I need you to take that thought and just put it away now. Okay. Because now I'm going to jump back to another strategy as well. Remember, what you're going to do in this whole journey is you're going to have all these different strategies and you're going to see what you really understand, what you think you can narrow down. But what I want to speak about is a splitting system. Okay. And what this basically is, it's like a dollar portfolio, like a dollar business. So let's go back to the dollar business for a second. And this is where we trade dollar businesses. Okay. Now, what you got to do with this is you got to understand that, remember what I said about that long-term portfolio? You should only worry about it when you've made what you need on your priority list. You can do it a slightly different way too, where you literally use parts of your profits to build your long-term, parts of it to build more businesses, all these sort of things. So for example, if you take your spot account, let's say you start today with $1,000 purely on spot. Okay. But ultimately you want to turn your 1,000 into $20,000, right? So the way you basically do this is, remember I spoke about, let's just actually go back there quickly so that I can remind you. Because it's just a different way of doing this. Remember what I said, where, okay, I want to make my $1,000 $2,000, which means I need 100%. But if I open two businesses, so let's say I rather get 30% on my first $1,000, that means I have $300 on a 10x, right? Then I have $200 on $300 on a 3x and $200 on a 10x. And therefore, I'm playing with a lot more money to achieve it. And I only need 25% to get to my goal. We've been through this, right? Now I want to show you that you can do the same thing, just slightly different, and you don't have to cap this. This is where you start getting a little bit more advanced and you can start building bigger businesses. So what I mean by that is we cap this. We only want $300 here. We only want $200 here to get to my target. Okay. Now let me show you another system. You start like both systems means you start off square one with your spot account. Now I have $1,000. Okay, cool. Now I do my $1,000 and I make 20%, which means I have $200. The way this works is 60% of those profits stay in your spot account. Okay, so out of that $200, $150 stay in there. So now that account's worth $1,150. 25% of those profits go to the margin account. Okay, so now it creates, okay, now's another business. I'm creating a margin business. So you see what I did? I took profits. I made a margin account. 15% of those same profits opened me a leverage account. So all of a sudden, as soon as I made profits, I had a splitting system. Now you can choose if you want to split once a month, you want to be once a week. All depends on where you are responsible and you stick to your plan. Okay. But now, okay, so every profit that I make on this account, that goes there, that goes there, that goes there. Now, guys, this can be, it doesn't have to be any leverage or margin. This could literally be spot, car, house. Spot, car, house. Whatever you want these categories to be, this is how we use it. This is how I actually use it. So when my profits come in, 25% go to a margin, which creates a balance on a 3x. It gives me a whole nother business to use. Okay. In my spots, I'm compounding my spot, getting my spot bigger to what I need it to be. And then I have a leverage account. That's another business. Okay. Now, very simple. So every time I make profits on my spot account, 60% goes straight back into that spot account, makes it bigger. Okay. 25%. Now let's speak about these two smaller accounts. Now, these two smaller accounts, I actually forgot something, guys. What I actually want to change is to while we're on this, let's actually make this 40%. Okay. And then let's make another tab over here where this goes here. And let's put another one of these. There we go. And let's put this at 20%. That's what it is, 20%. Okay. I'm glad I saw this. Great. Cool. Okay. So every time, now it's slightly different, a little bit different. Every time my spot account makes profits, 20% goes to a long-term portfolio. I buy any long-term coins I want. I don't care the price. I don't care where it is. If you want to care about it, go for it. For me, it's like that money's going to sit around and you're going to use it and waste it. So whatever that profit comes in as profit, go buy any tokens that you think are in a great place. You buy for your long-term. 25% goes to margin. 40% goes to spots. 15% goes to leverage account. Amazing. Now you have these two businesses here. Now they make profits. What happens? 30% of those profits on that margin account goes back into spot. Okay. 30% goes into the long term and 40% goes back into the margin account to make this account bigger. So I know it's going to be quite confusing, guys, but I need you to take this. We'll make sure that you get this and just go take your time to understand it. What I'm doing is I'm creating an ecosystem. I'm creating an ecosystem that works together with profits and it funnels all of them in a beautiful way. But I'm not compounding the full amount to each account. And that's the big thing. So every time I'm making profits on my margin, a percentage is going back into spot. Why? Because I know this can blow up at any point. And my spot is my main goal that I always want. Okay. 30% of every time I make profits on margin goes into long-term. And then 40% goes back into the margin. So I'll actually put this in like this. So don't worry, I've told the team that we're building this into a really nice thing. There we go. Profits. Let's make that nice and white. Fantastic. So every time profits come through there, then all of a sudden 40% goes back. So you see what you're doing? You're basically creating this system that every time you make profits on any business, they have a splitting system that spreads out the money so that you're not compounding in one place. You're setting yourself up in many different ways. Now I know, wow, by me making profit once on my spot accounts unleashes two businesses. And when those businesses get unleashed and they make profits, that creates a long-term and sends back to my spot with each of those businesses. So firstly, what does this do? It grows your spot account. it creates a bigger margin business account that you can use to get any of those steps that I've spoke to you guys about. Remember these steps over here. Roadmap, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. That's why you're creating businesses, to help with those. But you know that these two businesses are higher risk. That's why, therefore, if one of them blow up. So remember last time I spoke about create this $300 account. Let's say that $300 account goes to zero. You know, remember it was profits in the beginning, but it went to zero now. And I'm like, I need to start again. By having this system, you are funneling into that business on every profit that's being made. So it means it goes to zero. Okay, cool. Your next profit in your spot to trade refills, and you go again. And you can recreate these businesses and build them whenever you need. But you see how as soon as money comes in, I know where it goes. And if you follow this very simple system, which looks complicated now, but it's a system that every time money comes in, it spreads out in all different ways. Firstly, you're going to have all three of your businesses always ready to run at some point, and you're building a long term. You're filling all four of your major pillars in one simple system that all started off with just this one single account. Do any of you guys do this? Put in the chat. Do any of you guys actually do this? Do you have any splitting system? And I'm talking about every single % of profit that is made. Do you have a splitting system? Because once a month, you should be going through your portfolio and you should be splitting your everything. You should be splitting it into where it needs to be. How many of you do it? I want to see in the chat here quick. No, negative. Okay. No. Parts, not as detailed, but a little bit. Okay. Never done it before. Are we happy to start? Amazing. No, but I do now. Not yet. Exactly, guys. It's so important. You see how hard we focus on, buying Bitcoin at the right time, buying this stuff. Like, this is the stuff that really matters. This is the stuff that makes a big difference. So this is going to be big, guys. I know they're going to be speaking a lot about this in we'll speak about it in the after party, and I'll be doing a lot more on this as well. I'm actually doing a show in this probably this week. Otherwise, early next week, I'm doing a show on this. So you'll see it on the Sniper channel as well. I just want you to understand that there's two major big topics, and this is what's going to separate you when you leave this journey now and you start on your own. And remember, we're still here, but what I'm trying to say is this one is going to make a huge difference in your life by removing the dollar. This one is going to give you structure, and it's going to make all your businesses survive, and it's going to build all of them. At the same time, while you're building businesses, you're also building a long term. You're also building these things. Remember I said you worry about long-term when it comes. The only way that I would say that you can worry about long-term now is if you have a system like this that makes sure it fuels everything so that you're ticking all your boxes. You're creating a system that you can live on full-time. You're creating a system that you can buy whatever you need with the businesses. You're creating a system that's building your long-term, and it's all working beautifully as an ecosystem. Guys, where do I give this chart, Jackie? Firstly, so that everyone can get it. Secondly, I love you all. I'm tired. I finished my 16 shows for the month, which was good. Miami made me stop. Again, I'm grateful for you guys being here, but I need to go get some rest. So I love you guys so much. And thank you so much for all the love and support. Use all of this. Start this journey. Come join us. Be at the after party after. Put your time into all these things. And let's make each other proud. I hope I make you proud every day and make me proud. And let's just keep doing this stuff together. Thank you all. And yeah. I'm going to go rest.
Well done, Sheldon. Just a couple of things, Sheldon, before you go, bud.
Yes, sir.
For the community. So every day we do live trading at 10 a.m. Eastern, which is 4 p.m. South African time. Today is a pretty special day because we've got David coming on, Sheldon. So at 4 p.m., we will know whether he's won the Tesla or not. And we just all holding thumbs, and he's watching it like he's eyeballing it so closely at the moment so that
I'm sure he
takes him at the last minute.
I'm sure.
So David's going to be on. So come and see a guy that's literally as if you've seen.
Yeah, he did sniper school, and he's turned a couple $1,000 into close to $200,000 now. I think it's crazy.
Yeah,
absolutely insane.
So we'll spotlight David today. Why not? I think it might be a great learning for people to see someone. I mean, that's since what, March or something, Sheldon? I mean, he was on cohort 3, I think.
Cohort 3. He did cohort 3. Amazing. Cool. Let's go do it. Much love, guys.
Amazing, everybody. Well done. Congratulations.
Yes, guys.
And we'll see you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
So, guys, I hope you enjoyed that episode. You can see by removing the dollar, it's about thinking different. We're normal. I'm a normal person. But because I started thinking differently, it just became so much easier. And I want you to understand that. Now guys, if you enjoyed this content, come join me in Sniper School. We have code number 6. You know how proud I am that I'm running my 6th class. It's incredible, guys. And this is starting on the 13th of June. Now remember, spots are running out. So there are 3 basic steps. If you go below, you'll find exchange links. Open an exchange account, put in $100 that you get to trade with, and then put in your user ID. And remember, when you click the registration button, it sends you an email that gives it to you in a very simple format. And then what I need you to do is I need you to bring a notepad. I need you to bring your computer. I need you to get everything ready and come start this journey, which is for you. Change your life and then help me change the world.